Welcome to today's 5 Good Minutes on the 10 Commandments. Today we'll be considering the 9th commandment with Kurt Bjorklund.
So what's the cost of telling a lie, misrepresenting truth, communicating something that isn't entirely accurate? And I ask it this way because probably one of the things that many people think is that, well, the lie doesn't really hurt anybody. I mean, if my spouse asks me, do I look good in these pants? And your real answer is, well, not really. It might be easier just to say, oh yeah, smoking, or something like that, rather than saying, well, now that you bring it up. And so sometimes we feel like, well, there's lies that hurt people, and then there's lies that are inane. They don't matter that much. Again, Kent Hughes, in writing about this, suggests that there are several destructions that come to us when we participate in falsehood. And the first, he says, is character destruction. And he quotes Robertson McQuilkin again, who puts it this way: falsehood is the basic fault line in the foundation of the soul, putting all the superstructure in jeopardy. All the believability a person has, his very integrity, totters on the shifting sand of one lie. Deceit holds hostage all other virtues. In other words, when we are deceptive, it puts our whole character in question with other people, and it really makes our own character to ourselves destructive. And then secondly, we could say that there's a relationship destruction. Because whenever we bring lying or deceit into a relationship, there is destruction that happens because there's a lack of trust. Kent Hughes says there's also church destruction. And here's what he says about it. He says, have you ever wondered why God so grievously punished Achan's deception? All he did was hide for himself a few of the spoils of the battle. The answer is his lie came at a crucial time in the formation of Israel. God deemed honesty and integrity so important to the future health of his people that Achan and his whole family forfeited their lives here. This is a story told in Joshua 7. And then he says the same can be said of Ananias and Sapphira, whose story is in Acts 5. And what he's doing here is he's simply saying that there's a destruction to the community that happens when there's lies that are tolerated. And then he suggests that there's a soul destruction. And he says this: unrepentant, self-deceived liars whose lives are characterized by deceit will not know God in heaven. God's word is firm. And he quotes Revelation 21:8, and it says this: but the cowardly, the unbelieving, the vile, the murderers, the sexually immoral, those who practice the magic arts, the idolaters. And then it says this: and all liars, their place will be in the fiery lake of burning sulfur. This is the second death. And that just tells us how seriously God takes truthfulness, and that if truthfulness isn't becoming increasingly important in your character, that what it may show is that you don't actually have the work of God working in you. Now, that doesn't mean that there will never be a lie, but what it means is that you won't be comfortable with it. You won't just simply say, well, it's just the way you have to live to get along. There's a destruction. And so if today you're listening to this and you're tempted to say, well, I need to falsify a few things just to keep things moving. At work, I need to maybe smooth some things over about how I really feel at home or something like that, that you are bringing a kind of destruction into your life that you may not even fully know or be able to calculate. And so it's important to understand that this commandment isn't just a random prohibition, but like all of these commands, it's given to you, given to me, because it is for our good. God, who is the creator, knows what we need and has given us these commandments for human flourishing. And one of those commandments is don't speak falsehood. Don't bear false witness against your neighbor.
Thanks for joining us. Be sure to check out all our content and podcasts on Orchard Hill Plus. You can find that and so much more on our website or the Orchard Hill app.
Bye.